Okay, you're told the ratio of A to B is 1 to 2, so A to B is 1 to 2, and you're also told that B to C, so B to C is 2 to 5, so we've got two different ratios here. You're asked to write the ratio of A to B to C, so you want A to B to C. So the thing that connects the two separate ratios is the fact that they both have B in. So we don't have to write B twice, we're just going to keep it in the middle. And we have the ratio for both parts of B to equal 2. So we've got that in there. So they've got that in common. So if they have that in common, it is a simple case of saying for every one A, there are 2 B's. So we can see that in the first ratio, for every one A there are 2 B's. And likewise, if there are 2 B's, there are 5 C's. So there are 5 C's. So the final ratio would simply be 1 to 2 to 5. So that one there, 1 to 2 to 5. So make sure you've got that in there. Okay, now obviously there won't be as straightforward as this, but I just wanted you to see that in its easiest form. So let's have a look at the next one. Right, we're told that we've got a ratio A to B is 1 to 2, so A to B is 1 to 2, and this time B to C is 4 to 5. So we're still aiming for getting A to B to C, and we've got again the B in common. Now this time we've got for every 2 B's here, there are 1 A's. But on the other side we're told for every 4 B's there are 5. So we don't have here a common B. So it's not that we can put it straight into here. So the first thing we need to do is find a common. So probably easiest to be the lowest common multiple, because that'll just keep the maths easy. So we're thinking of the lowest common multiple of 2 and 4, so we can use it for B. So if you think about your 2 times table, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and your 4 times table, 4, 8, 12, etc. To find the lowest common multiple, the lowest one that they both go into is 4. So that means we need our B to equal 4. Well, in this ratio we can already see it's 4, so this means I need to change the first ratio so the B is now equal to 4. So we need to ask ourselves, how are we getting this ratio up to 4? So you should have done equivalent ratios. You can't just go, oh, I add 2. You've got to scale it up. So you need to keep everything in proportion. So if this side has been times by 2, I need to do the same to this side and make that 2 times bigger. So that means this new ratio now for A to B is 2 to 4. The other ratio is still 4 to 5. So we're just going to use that. They now have the 4 in common, so that goes into there. So the 4 is now in common, which means for every 4 B's there would be 2 A's, as we can see in this part, but for every 4 B's there would be 5 C's. And that's that. So key to unlocking the questions when the ratios do not have a common number is to find the lowest common multiple. I'm going to do an example like that again. So stay with it. Okay. So again we've got A to B is in the ratio 2 to 3. So A to B, 2 to 3. And then we're told B to C is 2 to 5. So again we have B in common, and the numbers we've got are 3 and 2. So again that isn't in common, so we need to find something in common here, so we need to look at our lowest common multiple. So to find the lowest common multiple of 2 and 3, we're going to look at our 2 times table, 2, 4, 6, 8, and our 3 times table, 3, 6, 9, and find that the lowest common multiple is 6. So we're going to use our equivalent ratios to get both this time, because neither of them are already 6, both of these scaled up to 6. So I'll start with the first ratio. I had 2 to 3. I now want to scale this up so that it has the b part to equal 6. So 3 to get to 6 is times 2. So I need to do the same to both sides, and that will give me 2 times 2, and that will give me 4. So the A to B ratio is now 4 to 6. Doing the same to the B to C ratio, I was at 2, I'm now at 6. I need to times this ratio by 3, scale up the other one, times the 5 by 3, and that will give us 15. So that new ratio is 6 to 15. Now the goal was to write it in the form of A to B to C. I now have my B's the same, so that's the 6. And when I've got 6 for B, I've got 4 for A. And when I've got 6 for B, I've got 15 for C. Final question. And this time we are told A to B is 2 to 3. So A to B is 2 to 3. And A to C is 6 to 5. So slightly different because this time we've got A's in common. So we've got this one and that one the same. So the number values we've got are 2 and 6, so they are not the same. So the first thing I need to do is find the lowest common multiple for those. So I'm looking at my 2 times table to scale it up, 2, 4, 6, and my 6 times table, 6. So with this one, it's a nice one because one of the numbers is already ready at 6. So all I need to do is scale the first one up to get this A up to 6. So how do I get from 2 to 6? This ratio needs to be times by 3. How do I scale the second part up using equivalent ratios? Times this one by 3. 3 times 3 makes the 9, so our new ratio is now 6 to 9. I already have the 6 to 5, therefore if I want to write it A to B to C, when I've got 6 A's, I have 9 B's, because this is from this ratio, and then this one, C is 5. And all of these answers are in the simplest form. Obviously, if you didn't find the right lowest common multiple, then you might have the same answer. So for example, if you would have found an answer and you found the lowest common multiple to be 12 on accident, you would have ended up with an answer which was twice as big. So you might have had this to end up being 12 to 18 to 10. So if you ever accidentally get the wrong scale factor, just check, does your answer look like it can be simplified? So for example, if I was looking at that and I thought this was my final answer, I can still see there's a factor in 2 in all of those, so I could divide by 2 to all of them to get back to the 6 to 9 to 5. So if someone gets a slightly different answer to you, but you can see it's the same scale factor, then just remember to divide through at the end and you'll have everything in the same proportion, then just give it in its simplest form.